one.
Welcome to Reset to Healthier Relationship. I am Coach Glenda here with Mr. Carpenter, my my course manager. Rufus and I have created this format as a safe place to discuss trials, struggles, and victories in past and present relationships. This is not a one-size-fits-all open discussion. There is no topic too minor or major that we cannot discuss. We encourage everyone to participate and speak their truth. This is a non-judgmental zone, so talk as much or as little as you would like. Just a few housekeeping rules before we get started. We start diving into tonight's topic. If you're not speaking, please keep your computers, your phones on mute to give respect to the person that is speaking. And I want to allow Mr. Carpenter to introduce himself before I introduce the topic for tonight.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Rufus Carpenter. But before I get into a little bit about who I am, let me make sure everybody understand the framework we have tonight. The framework of Sunday night at 9 is basically simple. It's like you and 20 of your girlfriends are sitting in one of your living rooms, and you have a glass of wine or whatever your beverage of choice is, and you guys are sitting back and you're going to have an open discussion about relationship. Now, normally we throw you a topic out at the beginning, and we try to stick to that topic as much as we can, but you have the option to talk anything in your heart or anything in your mind, because you got to realize, being a sister, and the majority of people on this line are female, so you got a sisterhood who's there to support you through this. And you can feel free to talk, because this really is a safe space. You know, no one's gonna say, oh no, she did and she said that. We're not going to do. This is not that kind of place. This place is a place where you can share and you can bare your soul and you can get it out, because you don't know. Sometimes just saying it, just hearing yourself say it, sometimes give you a whole bunch of relief. And you got to realize something. Sometimes you have to forgive yourself before you can forgive others, because nothing happens in a vacuum. Nothing. Okay. So that's the thing. We want you to feel safe. We want you to use this space in this container called Sunday Night at 9 as your safe haven. All right, now, I'm Rufus Carpenter. I come to this space a little different than most. I first started in a family of 14. And in a family of 14, especially when I came up, we lived in a 3-bedroom house with 1 bathroom. It seemed like we never had enough of anything. It seemed like we were always running out of things. So everybody had to pitch in. And I pitched in a lot, and that's where I got this helper mentality, helper spirit, where, you know, whenever my mom would say something, she was a Rufus, I was there. I was there because I was kind of guy that wanted to help. So that's where I'm at today. So that's one reason why I'm so hitched up to Glenda here, because I want to help people. So, but that's not exactly how it started and where it started. My human connection came from being a family of 14 and having to sleep with 4 of my siblings. And if you sleep with 4 of your siblings and one is an occasional bedwetter, you understand a thing about the human connection. I was married 27 years, and out of 27 years of marriage, I learned the thing about communication. I learned about trust. I learned a lot about integrity. And I learned an awful lot about compromise. These not necessarily are the things for a successful marriage or a successful relationship, but these are the things that you need for the human relation, just a deeper essence of human relationship. Story didn't stop there. I joined the United States Army, and one of the jobs in the United States Army I had was called a race and human relationship leader. Well, I had the responsibility of addressing any relationship or race problems we had within our units, and I'd be the first person on the scene, and I had to do what's called an intake form. Intake form is where I assess the situation and decide what type of resources we had to throw at solving that issue. And that's pretty much how I got a lot of my training there. And also tonight, since I'm the only male on the line right now, I'm here to uphold the male interest of this conversation. Believe me, I'm here to say, hey, right on. All right, Glenn, before I had too much fun. Oh, let me tell you this before. I had the pleasure of looking under the hood of the night's topic. The night's topic is a good one. Ooh, go ahead, Glenda.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Um, Tonight's topic is please don't make me say it again. You got to do better.
Ooh, Jesus.
All right now. It sounds like you're more excited about the topic, Mr. Carpenter, than I am. And again, I want to repeat the topic. Please don't make me say it again. You got to do better. All right. So to kick it off tonight, this theme resonates with the belief that relationships should add value, not drain you. It's called to action for Black women, all women, to step into their power, knowing that they don't have to repeat themselves or tolerate relationships that no longer serves them. The ultimate goal is to reset their standards, take control of their happiness, and choose relationships that align with their growth and well-being. Now, that says a lot to me because I know that after my divorce, I had to get myself back together. So I can relate to what this beginning part is stating. So reset is really was created to help women, get out of their bad situations sooner rather than later. So I want to start off with our first illustration tonight. Mr. Carpenter, did you want to add anything to the beginning part prior to me getting started with our illustrations?
No more than everyone knows something about this. Already she's kind of the topic, the topic itself, the title tells you, please don't make me say it again. You got to get better. So right now it's saying that you're going from asking now to evaluating. So if you're going now from asking to evaluating your partner or your boo or your friend or whatever that situation look like for you, you're at that wit's end. So you're right at that cut. You're on that cutting, that what you call crossroads. So since you're on the crossroads, let's everybody get involved in this conversation because I know we've all been there. Hell, some of us might be there right now. We might be on the crossroads. When we get off this call, we might have to say, damn, am I going to continue this? Or am I going to, whatever you're going to do. All right, go ahead, Glenda, because this right here is something I could talk a lot about. Go ahead, Glenda.
Oh, okay. Is tonight about you?
No, okay. Tonight's about the topic.
All right. For tonight's first illustration, we have imagine Shonda, a 40-year-old Black woman married for 15 years. Her marriage has been rocky, filled with disrespect and a lack of communication. Despite numerous heart-to-heart conversations, her partner continues the same behavior. Shonda feels drained, but stays for the sake of familiarity. This discussion would challenge Shonda to stop repeating the same unmet requests and instead reset her relationship or step away if it no longer aligns with her values.
Is there a clip note message to that? Because that was a bit much.
You know what? My team, sometimes they get so deep. Well, they don't give me a clip note.
Well, the clip note of that is that Shonda's been, she's a Black lady, 45 years old, and she's been in this relationship for 15 years. And it's rocky, and she's raised the flag, the red flag, say, hey, boo, something ain't working here. Something ain't working. I know you and you know me, so I'm hanging in here a little bit longer than maybe I should, or not so much I'm trying to go, but I want to get this fixed. And that's where we are right now. So we're trying to see what Chandra has to do, or what's your thoughts about Chandra, how she values herself in this situation. So what were some of the things y'all would tell Chandra? What were some of the things you would say, or how do you think what's on Chandra's mind, or what should be on your mind if you're in Chandra's situation right now?
All right, participants. Okay, we
Okay.
got Andre says weigh her options.
Good, good, good. That's a good call. That's a good call. That's a real good call. And Andre, let's add something to that, because me and you guys. So guys, sometimes guys say weigh options. A lot of times women say weigh their value. Because me and you, we will say our options mean that maybe there's another fish or two fishes out there that we can go find. Women say, women look at it like, what's my worth? Women start looking in and say, hey, I'm worth more than this. Hey, don't roll your eyes. I'm just saying that's, ladies, am I wrong or right? let's throw this to the floor. Am I wrong or right? Some ladies.
I'm gonna let the other ladies speak tonight. I'm not gonna say nothing right now.
Okay, ladies, help me out. Am I wrong or right? If I'm wrong, say I'm wrong. If I'm right, hey, say I'm right.
Okay, I say you're right. I
Okay.
say after a while, a woman says, okay, I tried and I'm worth so much more. And there's somebody else out there that knows my worth and they're going to treat me the way they should.
Yep.
So you're right.
Go ahead, Angela, because I can see it in your eyes, and I can barely see you. So go ahead, Angela. What you got to say?
I was saying follow your intuition. Okay. If it don't look good and you've been stringing you along for a while, let it loose.
Okay.
Follow your intuition.
Okay. Now, I saw Annette on the line somewhere. I don't know if she's up there, but I saw her come on a while back. And I know Annette got something to say about that. Annette, you on?
I am here, but I really didn't have anything to say yet because I got on kind of late. I don't have anything to say.
Okay, what it is, we're talking about the first illustration. First illustration is a lady by the name of Chandra. She's a 45-year-old Black lady, and she's been married for 15 years. And her marriage has been rocky, and she feels she's been disrespected in that relationship, and she feels drained. And now she's wondering what she needs to do to get her relationship back in line with her values. And I came and said that, gentlemen, guys, when guys are in, well, Andre said first, you weigh your options. And he spoke like me and the guy would think. Where guys would say, well, hey, there's somebody else out there for me. Guys be thinking like they go somewhere, hey, if this is one another wheel kind of deal. Women, I said women think more, look at themselves. They go inside first, and they said my value. They said they're more valuable than the situation, and they turn inward where guys turn outward, and that's what started the conversation. So you kind of caught up there.
Yes, I do. What I would think, if she's put in that much time in the relationship, she's really not willing to walk away from it. She wants it to get better, and she's willing to work a little longer and a little harder to make it better. So she's gonna, I think more so she's more so given into him or to the partner more so than herself, because she's put up with whatever she couldn't afford for a long time. And at 15 years, she's not really ready to walk away. That's what I think about it.
And there's reasons why that's the case. Not just Chandra, our illustration, but most women are the same way, like you just said, Annette. And there's a reason why. Do anyone care to share what the reason may be?
No, please tell me, because I ran like Forrest. This is it. Time is up. You're out of time. Tick-tock, the clock. You ran out of time. I'm out. Peace out. And that's what I did. That was long enough. 16 years.
Well, anybody else want to comment before I get in there on that?
Yeah, I want to make a comment.
Okay, go ahead.
I think that when you come to conclusion where you truly have done all that you can do, and you can't do no more, and you would truly know it in your heart that you have done everything that you can do and you don't have no regret, then you're able to do it.
Okay.
That's right. You can look forward and not backwards.
Yeah, that sounds like a Donald McCurkin song. You've done all you can do. but women are nurturers. Women by right are nurturers more than men are. When a woman feels that they want to go in and not so much fix it, but they want to make the situation better. They think they have the power and strength within themselves to make their relationship better, especially if they really love this man. If they really love this man, they're going to do, like you said, they're going to do all they can do to make it work. Where sometimes a guy would say, hey, peace out. Hey, I can find me some greener grass. So that's the way I like to, and not every guy think that way. Don't get me wrong. Not every guy, but a lot of guys think that way. Okay. Any other comments on this?
Well, before I respond to Andre in the chat, he made a comment. He said, will leaving him make him respect her more? If not, is she really teaching him a lesson?
Ooh.
That give you something to think about. Because I really don't think that by leaving him, he will respect her even more. Because I think that in my personal opinion, men are quicker to move on than women are. Because women, they do a lot of reevaluation. And they, like you said, Mr. Carpenter, they look inward versus outward, unless they already have a side piece that nobody knows about.
Well,
trust me, I've dealt with a lot of women, talked to a lot of women, and I have heard some stories, but I don't think that he will respect her if she was to leave him. I'm personally, I don't believe so. That's just my opinion.
Well, any other comments on that one part about before she leaves?
Did she do counseling? Maybe.
Well, we just don't say whether she did counseling or not, but counseling would be one of the first choices that someone should make, because sometimes you can't sort it out yourself. Sometimes you just say you're in the forest, you can't see the trees. Sometimes you step back and get a counselor, whether it's a professional counselor, a therapist, or whether it's even your preacher or trusted friend or mentor, and they can help you sort through some of this stuff. Because a lot of time when you're so emotionally attached to the situation, you don't see straight, you don't think straight. Have you ever been in a relationship where you or somebody you really loved and you just couldn't get them to see how you felt? And you've done all you can do. You've poured your heart out. You've explained it 20 ways, 30 ways. And for some reason, they never can hear what you're saying. You end up in that same stalemate. They're saying what they're saying, you saying what you're saying, and nobody's getting anywhere. When that happens, sometimes you need the outside help. And a lot of people say you can't do it by yourself. You got to take your spouse or significant other with you till you go to counseling. And sometimes it works and sometimes it don't. Sometimes you can do it alone. And you can be the one that holds on or anchors your relationship. It all depends on the situations, but you never know until you try. Because they had something, Ramona said this once in the thing we said. Sometimes you have to get away from your own understanding, because when you lean to your own understanding all the time, you may not have all the answers, or you may not have all the ammunition or all the knowledge you need to bear on the situation. Correct. So sometimes you got to get out of your own head and get the support. Okay.
That's true. Now, Andre put another comment in the chat. He says, so how do a woman teach a man how to respect them? And my response to him initially was, it depends on the individuals. And I told him that this was a good question. Let's see what the audience has to say. Because this can go quite a few different ways that I don't think there is no right or wrong way to answer this question.
Let's do this. Let's get Andre to speak that out so everybody can get the tone of where he's saying, so we know how to answer it. Because Andre texts so daggone fast.
That's all
what
right.
I'm thinking is this.
Go ahead.
What I'm thinking is this. So let's say, the woman is dating Johnny, whomever Johnny is, and she decides she's going to leave Johnny to teach him a lesson. Well, Johnny continues being Johnny with 5 other women thereafter. So Johnny never learns the lesson. So in my mind, if you really love Johnny, I'm trying to figure out how would you as a female teach Johnny the lesson. And I'm sure some woman on the phone has dated Johnny and had to teach that Johnny the lesson.
Oh, that's a good one. I can't.
Johnny,
I can't speak to that one.
learn.
Go ahead, Angela. Say it. Say it so we all
But
hear you.
how do you teach Johnny if Johnny is not willing to learn? Or, Johnny gonna do things the way Johnny want to do it. I mean, what do you do with that?
I think this guy said something today. He said in certain households, young men grow up, and I think Mr. Carpenter said this in the past, without the idea of what a true healthy relationship with a husband and wife what that looks like. So I can't necessarily say that Johnny is not willing. Johnny may not understand what it looks like, and it may, because he's an adult, it may take Johnny a lot longer to figure and process what this really looks like versus what he's being told it looks like.
Correct. He was never taught or shown.
Michelle, your light keep lighting up. Were you gonna say something?
Yeah. It's not about teaching him a lesson. It's about loving yourself more.
That's true.
You have to love yourself more. And as much as you may not want to go, you're just gonna have to just put on your big girl panties and just move on. And Johnny may not ever learn until he get his heart broken. Then he just done missed out. But you just gotta love yourself more than this situation. And you can love him and miss him or whatever. You just gonna have to do it and just put your big girl panties on and get yourself on out there and start loving on yourself.
That's right.
Yeah, pray for him and keep it moving. That's what you have to do. There ain't no need of everybody going down in the ship. It ain't no need.
Angela is so cut and dry. Ain't no gray area. She's like black and white. You either on or you off. That's it.
I mean, that's what I had to do. And they still the same way, trying to get better, but peace out. I pray and keep you at a distance.
Correct.
Love you at a distance.
I understand.
You know what, Ava, you have your lights on. Were you gonna say something? Because your light is lit up. If you lit up because your light is lit up, were you gonna say something, Ava?
That must have been an error because I don't recall doing anything.
Okay, because I got on mine. Yours has a blue triangle around it. Do you see that blue triangle around hers, Linda, or just me?
It's just you.
Okay, all right. Since we're having fun, and we're talking, we all grown here, and I think Andre was going to take us to an area that we really didn't. That's why I had him say what they're going to say, because I think his message says, how can you teach him a lesson? And Angela said, pray for him. And that's probably the best answer. Michelle said, value yourself and get to stepping.
Yes.
Now, I don't know why I'm saying it, but I heard something before. And this is just me having fun now, so don't beat me up.
Okay.
I was talking to somebody, and somebody told me me and a lady talked about this same kind of similar scenario, and the lady told me that the way you teach a man that he steps out on you. Here's what a lady told me. Lady said, the way you teach a man he steps out on you. You step out too. And just listen, and I'm just telling what lady told me. She said, when he out there effing, he look up, you effing too. He gonna stop in me and stroke and carry his tail home.
Well, 2 wrongs don't make a right. I mean, I'm better than that. I mean, I don't have to do that to prove anything.
No, but it was when somebody told me that, and I wasn't gonna say it, but it kept bubbling up in my spirit.
Yeah.
And they said, because a man can't take it. A man can dish it, but he can't take it.
He can't take it. Remember that song, Who's Making Love to Your Old Lady While You Were Out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she said that dude would come home quick. Oh, I start sweating. That's a good.
Oh,
Glenda,
okay.
we can move on to the next one, Glenda, because I just had to say that.
I see. You feel better. You got that one out.
I got it down. I couldn't hold it longer.
Oh, okay. All right. Our second illustration for tonight.
Oh, Jesus.
And last illustration for tonight.
Stop it, Glenda.
You funny. Tasha, a 32-year-old single Black woman, has been dating a man for 2 years. She asked for more commitment and consistency, but her request falls on deaf ears. Tasha starts to wonder if she's expecting too much. Through this discussion, she realizes it's not about asking again. It's about knowing she deserves someone who listens and values her time, energy, and love. Now, that is something that most women go through on a regular basis, and especially within a 2-year relationship. That's a good gauge to see how your relationship is gonna progress. Is it gonna lead up to marriage, or is it gonna lead up to a breakup? Because if you're not getting the commitment and the consistency that you desire or require, this person may not be able to give you exactly what you need going forward in a long-term relationship. You're gonna always be in a deficit, and that's in my personal opinion. Mr. Carpenter, you got something to say in regards to that?
No, you said it was a ladies thing, so let's hear from the audience. Let's hear from the audience. Let the audience weigh in before I get in it.
Okay.
Help us out with this. Tasha's a 32-year-old single Black lady who's been dating a man for 2 years. She asked for more commitment and consistency, but her request falls on deaf ears. Tasha started to wonder if she's expecting too much. Or through this discussion, she realized that it's not about asking again. It's about she deserving someone who listens and value her time and energy and love. And Glenda said that's something that a lot of ladies on this line has probably been through. A lot of ladies go through. So when you go through that and it makes you feel a certain kind of way, what do you do? How do you handle that? How do you proceed? How do you move forward? How do you make your situation known? Do you stay and take it and wish for more? Do you pray more, get on your knees and pray more? Or do you try to communicate a little harder? Or do you put sticky notes on the refrigerator? What do you do? Help me out. What do you do, ladies?
I would consider in this 2-year relationship, I would consider walking away from it. I wouldn't put in any more time because the relationship is new. It is fresh. And already you see what you're dealing with and it's not changing. I wouldn't consider putting any more time in.
That's a good comment.
So you cut your loss.
Yeah.
Okay. That's one way of looking at it. Any different ways of handling that? Any different methods or strategies in dealing with this? Have someone solved this and figured something out that worked or didn't work? Okay, let's talk about this.
Okay.
If I was dating a lady for 2 years and she don't seem to get me or the relationship, and I've done all I could do to make it plain, and communication, I talk. And remember I told you a few minutes ago when I said you can tell a person over and over and you love them and you tell, oh, they just don't get it. This sounds like one of those situations where they just don't get it. And I noticed something. Some people can be in a miserable relationship and be happy. As a matter of fact, it seems like that's their way of operating. And they're happy and you're miserable as heck. And you said, wait a minute now, this is not what I thought I signed up for. she's happy, she's enjoying it, she seems comfortable, and I'm miserable. And I can't get her to understand or see my side of it. Do I bounce? Or do I try a little harder? Or do I seek counseling? I've done a little bit of both. But the end result, there's a philosophy, and this is not a counseling philosophy, this is a business philosophy. If you can't change the mind, change the body. That's not coaching, that's business.
So you talking about next.
What? Hey, if you can't change the mind, change the body.
You mean the whole person? That's what you said? I just want to make sure I understand you.
Yeah, that was a business quote. Because like when you got employees and you tell employee, you put the rules of engagement for the employees, and they just don't get it.
Right.
And they're on your dime and your time. You can't change
the
body.
Okay, next.
All right. Any additional things about this one, about Tasha, before we move on? We don't have another illustration, but with this subject, something we can talk about without illustrations, because this is something that we in a relationship is just you and your partner, you and your boo. It's a union. If in that union, you and your boo can't communicate it, can't work it out, you don't have any way of conflict resolution within that relationship, what do you have?
Nothing.
You're right, a chaos and a mess. So if all of us on this call, on everybody on this call, whether you're me, Glenda, or whether you guys up there on the line, we all want to love, or want to be loved, or want to give love, or in love, or even if it's not so much significant or romantic relationship, it's a relationship with family or friends. So this is something that we talk about all the time. When you have friends, your closest friend, and they're not consistent, and they're not being consistent in that relationship, that friendship you got, how do you tell a friend? How do you tell your friend? You say, hey, look, let's say me and Andre friends, and we supposed to be going to a football game. We supposed to be going to a Rams game. And Andre said he's gonna go with me. The 10th Rams game that he didn't go to me with, I'm gonna say, Andre, hold up, friend. You ain't a man of your word, bro. This friendship is about ready to resolve. And I bring that up because sometimes you can talk to your friends better and quicker than you can talk to the person you're supposed to love so much, the person you have home waiting on you to come home, the person you sleep with every night.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we do a better job of explaining to our friends than we do somebody that close to us. Why is that?
Mm-hmm.
Why is that?
Why is it?
Yeah, why is that? Why sometimes you can explain close stuff to your friends more than you can explain to your lover, the person you're supposed to be so enamored with, the one you're supposed to sleep with every night, or the one you go on dates with, and long walks and romantic trips and the movies and bowling, all that stuff. Why you can't tell them what you can tell your friend?
Well, I know for myself, it's easier for me to talk to my friends because they don't do that tit for tat. Well, you don't. Well, no, we're not talking about me. I'm bringing something to you that you're doing to offend me. They listen to me without interruptions, or trying to call me out on something that happened 6 months ago. I was like, you should have brought that up 6 months ago. It's easier for me to talk to my friends versus talking to my significant other, because when me and my significant other, oh no, that's not what we're going to do. That's not what we're going to do. That was 6 months ago today. I'm talking about what just happened 20 seconds ago. This is what I'm talking about. And when you're in a relationship, sometimes your partner, your significant other, even your spouse, they'll call you out on something that's not even pertaining to the current situation. And you thinking the conversation is going to go one way. Next thing you know, it goes all the way left for no apparent reason. It's like we can't even stay focused. This is a prime example. So it's easier for me to talk to my friend because they hear me out. They listen to me. That's just my take. That's just my experience. Anyone have an experience of their own or would like to make a comment on what they have noticed or what they have heard even from someone else that has, had a similar situation?
I think it's same as this platform is non-judgmental. You know, when you're speaking to someone that's not your mate or your partner or whatever, it's just you can speak your truth with not being judged, and it's like they can see into the situation of what you're saying clear. I think that's it.
I think it could be lack of interest. Maybe you're not interested enough in what's going on with your partner, and you go to someone that's gonna have more value in what you say, or maybe, agree or give you great advice about it, which your partner might not be interested in what you do. So they really don't care. So they don't talk to you about it, or they don't really respond back the way you want them to.
And Coach Glenda, when you were talking, one of the key words that I heard was listen. Your friends listen. They listen to you without a lot of interruptions. They listen to your heart. A true friend listens to your heart.
They do.
But you got to teach people how to treat you. So whether it's my friend or my lover, I'm going to tell them how whatever they've done affected me. Now, as my friend or my lover, because a friend is somebody really close that, and so is my lover. They got it. Hopefully they respect that and not do it again or hear where you coming from. And now you've told them that you didn't care for it. So that won't happen again. And if it does, then you just got to take action on whatever it is.
Anyone else? Anyone else want to chime in?
Andre put in a comment, you can't make yourself vulnerable to those who know you. You want to elaborate a little bit more on that, Andre?
What I was thinking when I said that, I think about all these people who go on to chat lines where they don't know the person on the other end of the phone, and they make themselves completely vulnerable to these strangers versus they could just call their friends and have that same conversation. And that's why I was saying it seems as if people don't think that they can make themselves vulnerable to those that is closest to them, because I kind of what you all were saying about the judgment.
The reason why I opened this can of worms up and brought it out, because we're loving our friends and the situation or the opportunity to spend it with our friends more than we're loving the opportunity to spend it with that person we call our soulmate, our lover, our husband, our wife, our boo, our partner. We're able to love outside of the home better than we can love inside the home. We can communicate outside the home better than we communicate inside the home. When and how can we raise our level of awareness or our level of love or our level of understanding for our mate? How can we elevate that? Not fix it, but how can we elevate that? How can we have that same a better human connection with our mates? What are some of the things we got to start doing? What are some of the things we got to start putting in place and working towards so we can have that same thing? Because when I heard everybody say how they talk to their friend, and I could feel feel like the tension was gone, feel like you was relaxed, seemed like the environment was different. If you can take that same environment and take it to your mate, your boo, or your partner, and have that same intensity, that same love, that same trust, that same vulnerability, that same understanding, what level of love could you get? And it's all conflict resolution. If and we all as human nature, there's going to be times where none of us going to agree. in the best relationships, that's going to be the case. How can you make those disagreements or those ups and downs work for you instead of against you?
Well, apply that principle. Treat them the way you want to be treated. Communicate with them the way you want to be communicated to. Okay. Love them and respect them the way that you want to be loved and respected.
Okay.
Just get back to the basics. What is it that you want? Then you extend that same thing.
How can I think Dr. Johnson said this, they listen. How can you in a relationship, and there's a guy by the name of Stephen Covey that had a thing that you should work to be heard. You should be worked to hear instead of being understood. I don't know if I'm saying that right or not, but he's saying that you should try to listen more to what people are saying before you trying to speak more. You want to listen to how you want to listen to the other people so they can feel heard before you try to speak. Because a lot of times, if you just let a person say it out and get it out into open and get it out of their heart and get it on the table, you got something to work with. The goal of Sunday Night at 9 is for us to have deeper connection, better love, to us to step into a better relationship situation. And we've got a lot of tools that we're going to use throughout this next year. But the goal is to get you where you can actually love what you can truly love from your heart without having all of the tension and the issues and the blame and you want to get in a better place. Because if I ask everybody on this line tonight, say, how do you vision your love life a year from today? How do you envision it to be? Even if you want to stay single, how do you envision that a year from today? What's the best quality of life you can have in terms of human relation and relationships and connection 1 year from today? What can that look like? What can be your best opportunity? And some people say they're happily single, which is great. No, there's no problem in that. But even if you're single, you can have a relationship with somebody if it's just co-workers or friends. What are you laughing about, Glenda? What?
Right.
Okay, but let me finish this, Andre, before then we can read up what Andre said. 1 year from today, if we make a goal 1 year from today to step into our best relationship possible for us, whether we want to be married, whether we want to be single, or we just want to be dating, or whatever that situation is, because you know what your life look like. You know your situation a lot better than I'll ever know your situation. But this part of this, and we just did 4 or 5 Sunday Night at 9s, have me looking at your relationship, have you evaluating. And we did it for a reason, because we wanted you to evaluate where your relationship is. We wanted you to actually take a moment and look at it. Look at where you are. Because the first thing to get to where you're going to go is you got to know where you're starting from. What's the starting point? When you go to your GPS, you put in starting point. Even if you put on first where I want to go, then it's going to ask you where you're starting from. And a lot of times I'll ask you the location where you are right now, or have you put a location in. Relationships are the same way. Same exact way. Where you and your partner want your relationship to go? Where are you trying to take your relationship to? Right now, you're two separate entities, two separate people coming together. You bring a lot of hope, a lot of possibilities, a lot of expectation. But where do you want to be a year from now in that relationship? What do you want it to look like? Even if you single and call dating yourself, what's that going to look like? These are the things that we're going to work towards over the next 90 days to next year. And that's where we're going. Now, we just got over this series of having you to assess where you are, having you to look and making you aware. I think the next 4 or 5 weeks are going to be on loving. What does loving look like? What it looks like when you're working it out and trying to make that love better, get to that next level of love, deeper connection. What does that look like? How do you get there? What are some of the strategies and tools you can use? So, you know, we're having fun here, and I laugh with the best of you. And I be telling my little jokes, be getting little stuff in, but we doing some serious work here too. We got to put in some work, and that's what the work is all about. What now? Tell me what Andre says. Let's get to
Andre, you want me to read it, or you want to tell yourself?
I was just saying when he asked where would I be a year from now, and really I probably would be at Sunday Night at Line on the Zoom.
Okay. That's a good spot. That's the part of your Sunday night, the Zoom part. Now, where your love life gonna be that? What I tell you, let's get a hot seat. We got 15 minutes. Let's do something a little different. We haven't done this yet. This is a technique we got called hot seat.
Uh-oh.
That's what it is. And the hot seat is a chance for us to ask someone in the audience today, how do you envision your love life 1 year from today? Anybody want to get in a hot seat? Nobody no volunteers for a hot seat? No volunteers? Okay, my love life would be laughing. Wait a minute, was that Agenda or Angela? Which was that? That last word. What was the last word?
It should have been with Glenda. We're gonna be on the Zoom a year from now laughing.
That's why I had to ask it, because it looked like it was I couldn't
get it. Each typing too fast.
But let's hot seat. Anybody want to volunteer? Anybody want to volunteer to share their expectations of their love life a year from now? Anybody want to get a hot seat and share? Any volunteers? No hot seaters? All right, Glenda, I tell you what, Glenda, let's flip for it. What? I do it, Glenda.
Did I say no?
No, but we don't have options. See, they got options. Me, you ain't got options. They got options. This audience, you and I are the host. So we got to flip for it. I tell you, let's vote. Audience, which one of you guys want? Which one of y'all want to have to say what they're gonna be in a year from now? Me or Glenda? Let y'all pick. No. Let's be fair, Glenda. Okay, all those in favor of Glenda. Okay, guys, put it in the okay, put it in the chat, and then we'll go through the chat and we'll see who
I'm gonna X out of this chat.
Put it in the chat who you want on a hot seat, me or Glenda.
Oh no!
And then we'll count it up. We give you who just and that just went out. We'll give you 3 minutes, and then we'll give 3 minutes. Then we'll go through the chat and see who has the most. And whoever has the most, whether it's me or Glenda, they'll be on the hot seat. And the hot seat is we have to explain what we look for. Well, darn, cut it out. we got to explain. We got to explain where we're gonna be, in the next year. What that expectation will look like, and we want to be as honest as possible.
Oh, goodness! Not on a Sunday night. I can't be honest on a.
No, we're not, Glenda. Me and you, we stuck like Chuck. You know, the audience, they get a break, because our deal with the audience, you can get on as much or less as you want to. Me and your deal is we gonna carry the program. All right, got 2 minutes. Got 2 minutes, and we're gonna do the tally. The tally is, who do you want to see? Somebody got to. Oh, she's saying Glenda. That's Glenda. That's a Fender, but that's Glenda. Yeah. So we want to see in a year from now, one of us, Glenda or I, whoever gets the most votes, have to get on the hot seat, and we got to explain our expectation a year from today, what our love life is going to be. We got to give you our expectation. All right. 1 minute. 1 minute at 9:50. We're gonna take the tally.
Oh, goodness.
And we'll let Andre give us a number. So, because me and you, so we'll let Andre give the number, Glenda.
Why? You think I can't count?
No, he just read faster than any of us. That's all. All right, we got 40 seconds left.
It's 3-3, Andre. Would you count it? Oh, 3-4. Go ahead. Come on.
Okay. All right. Still got still ain't, and then it's not 9:50 yet. All right, it's 9:50. Okay, stop. All right, Andre, who has the most votes?
If I counted right, I think it's you.
Oh no, I thought you
You
were gonna say
did.
Glenda because I saw them Glenda come across there. Andre, you sure you count recount? I'm like Trump now. Recount.
This is the Florida vote, right?
Huh?
This is the Florida that voted. Florida vote.
The
We got to.
Florida vote.
Glenda and I can't vote. Don't count Glenda's vote. You didn't vote, did you,
I
Glenda?
didn't count. I
I
didn't
didn't vote
vote.
neither. Last count. What this is who you got to count.
I'm counting. I see 1, 2, 3, 4 for Mr. Carpenter. Then I see 1, 2, and then plus mine 3 for Miss Glenda.
Darn, you guys! I just thought y'all would do a woman's side of this. What's up with this? Okay, all right, I'll give it. Ready? All right, 1 year from today. All right, here's my expectation 1 year from today. My expectation 1 year from today that I will some kind of way figure it out, that I will be more open-minded. I will have grown tremendously because I've grown a lot already in this Sunday night at 9. That we've been doing this for like 8 months now. I can actually see the change in myself. I've changed a tremendous amount since I've been on this thing. So I'm more cautious and of what I do. I envision myself. I think I'll be engaged, some form of fashion. I think I will be hopefully madly in love with someone who's madly in love with me. And I think that time me and that person would figure it out how we can first we can start planning. we can start planning. We can start planning how that's going to work. We can start planning because my thoughts are anybody that I'm going to marry, we have to build something together. It's not something that I'll have already ready, or they'll have something that's already ready. It's something that we're gonna build together, even if we have our stuff already together. I want us to build something together, and after we build something together, 1 year from now, this is October. So 1 year from now, matter of fact, this will be cruise time. Hell.
That's what Andre said. That's what Andre said. He said you're getting engaged on the cruise.
Hey, and matter of fact, that might be it. That might be it. Hey, that might be an engagement cruise too. Hey, you got it. That's it.
Okay.
I
can't wait. Let me go ahead and pay my money right now. I'm gonna pay it in full because I got
that
to
might
see
be
this.
it. hey, that might change my cabin. But that's honestly, that's what I think is gonna happen. I think it's gonna happen. I think that that might be a chance that night, somewhere on that night, we might have this conversation. We might revisit this conversation, and I might say, well, hey guys, let me share some good news. That's it. All right. Let's Glenda. We got 7 minutes. Glenda, you ready to start wrapping this up and bring this on home?
Well, I could do that.
Okay.
Just want to point out a couple of key insights from tonight's open discussion. We have stop repeating yourself. If you've been asking for the same thing over and over, it's time to shift your focus from asking to evaluating your relationship. Also, we want to recognize the warning signs: emotional exhaustion, feeling unheard, or lack of mutual effort are signs that your relationship may no longer be healthy. Also, you deserve more. Every woman deserves a partner who listens, grows, and respects their needs. Don't settle for less. Also, we have, it's not selfish to prioritize your well-being. Women often feel the pressure to sacrifice for others, but remember, you cannot pour from an empty cup. Putting yourself first is the key to a healthier relationship. And finally, support systems matter. lean on your friends, family, or communicate like on Sunday night at 9 to find strength and courage to make the best decisions for your life. And also, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget the 2025 upcoming events, which is the cruise and the conference that is going to be located in Leesburg, Florida. Also, go to our YouTube channel, like, share, and subscribe, and have a repeat of this wonderful open discussion and get your laugh on when you're in the car by yourself or at home trying to find something to watch. And also, let's see, what else am I listening to? If you haven't already, please join our private, no, not the private, but the public Facebook account, Glenda Driver, and you'll see our Reset to Healthier Relationship logo. Just want to reiterate those upcoming events and things that I want to make sure that you guys are aware of, that you are staying informed of everything that is going on with Reset to Healthier Relationship. Mr. Carpenter, you want to chime in with anything that I may be missing tonight?
Yes. This week was the last week that we're going to send out texts on your phone. We're going to go to email. So if we don't have your email, then we're not going to be able to get anything to you. Also, we've got a private Facebook community, and it's called the Reset Challenge Community Facebook, where we do private stuff in there. We don't let the public get there. So if you got your email, if you give us your email, we'll give you invitation to that private Facebook group. And that private Facebook group is going to be a little different than the public one. So we're looking to do that. So there's a lot that we're going to be doing pretty quick. In 1 November, you guys are going to see so much from Glenda's full coaching practice and Sunday night at 9. And we just got so much that we're happy to bring out. And we've got a lot of free resources we're going to give, and some resources you're going to pay for, but we're going to have a lot of free resources too, because when I say that we're looking for a better quality, of a higher standard of relationship and connection, we're serious about that. We're very, very serious about that, because we want to make sure that everybody that wants to be in love or think they want to figure out this love and relationship thing better, we want to give you the resources to do that. It's been fun. We've had so much fun with you. We really, really respect you. We really enjoy you coming on. You bring so much to this container called Sunday Night at 9. You are the best audience in the world. You help us grow. We've come through so much in such short time, and it's all because you were a part of that. So we want to applaud you. We want to give you a hand. Glenn, let's give them a hand. Great job, you guys. Excellent job being a part of the team. You've carried us. And when you go back and look at some of these videos on YouTube, you will be cracking up. You know, I have so much fun. And some of the things that said I'm telling you, this has really touched me. You know, I started, like I told you when I first started, I started as a helper. You know, my thing was to be a helper in my family, because the family of 14, and we seemed like we never had enough. Everybody had to pitch in. So my life has been a helper. So I love to see people get to where they want to go. I do all I can to help you. So if anything I can do for you, let me know. All right, Glenda, it's been fun. It's been real. Anything you want to say? Anybody?
No.
We have 2 minutes.
No.
Anybody in our audience want to say anything before we sign off? We've got 2 minutes. So if anybody want to say something, there's your chance. Going once, going twice. Good night.
Good night, everyone. Thank you again.
Good night.
Good night, y'all.